The recycling station on asteroid KR7 was old and tired. It floated in the darkness of space like a forgotten toy. The walls were. The air smelled like oil and rust. Machines worked day and night without rest. They never stopped making noise. Worked in the recycling bay. He was 32 years old. He had a thin face and tired eyes. He came from a small town near in Korea. His mother still lived there. She ran a small restaurant that sold fish soup, had not seen her in 4 years. He sent money home every month. That was why he worked here. That was why he stayed in this dark place so far from the sun. His job was simple but dangerous. He fed scrap metal into the big compactor machines, old ship parts, broken tools, twisted pieces of hull. The machines crushed everything into small cubes. Then the cubes were sent to factories on other planets. Nothing was wasted in space. Everything was used again. Worked the night shift. He liked the quiet. Fewer people meant fewer problems. He could think. He could remember the sound of waves on the beach back home. He could imagine the taste of his mother's cooking. That night started like any other night. The conveyor belt carried a pile of scrap toward the main compactor, watched it move. The belt made a grinding sound. Then it stopped. Something was stuck. This happened sometimes. A piece of metal would catch in the wrong place. Had fixed this problem many times before. He walked to the belt. He looked at the jam. A twisted pipe was caught between 2 rollers. He should have called for help. He should have waited for the machine to fully shut down. But he was tired. He wanted to go back to his station. He wanted to finish his shift and sleep. He reached into the gap. His fingers touched the pipe. He pulled. The pipe did not move. He pulled harder, still nothing. Then the machine woke up. The belt lurched forward. The rollers began to spin, tried to pull his hand back, but he was not fast enough. The machine grabbed his sleeve, then his arm, then his shoulder. He screamed. The rollers pulled him forward. His face hit the gap between the 2 cylinders. Metal pressed against his cheeks, his jaw, his skull. He felt something crack. The pain was like fire and ice at the same time. Then the emergency shutdown activated. The machine stopped, but it was too late. Hung there in the darkness, his face was trapped between the cylinders. He could not move his head. He could not pull himself free. The metal held him like a giant hand that refused to let go. He tried to call for help, but his jaw could barely open. Only a small sound came out, a whisper, a moan. Time passed. Did not know how long. It felt like hours. It felt like years. Finally, footsteps, voices, lights. His found him. They shouted. They ran around. They tried to figure out what to do, but no one could help him. The machine held him too tightly. The station's medical officer came. Her name was. She was a small woman with short hair and calm eyes. She looked at for a long time. She used her scanner to check his body. Her face grew more and more serious. "The machine has pieces inside his skull," she said quietly. "Small fragments of metal. They are touching his brain, his spine. If we try to pull him out, he will die." "Then what do we do?" someone asked. Was silent for a moment. "We need special equipment, microsurgical tools, neural stabilizers. We do not have them here." "How long to get them?" 14 months, maybe more. The room went quiet. Everyone looked at. He could see them from the corner of his eye. He could see the pity on their faces, the fear, the helplessness. 14 months, more than a year, trapped like this, unable to move, unable to turn his head, unable to do anything except hang here and wait. Felt something break inside him, not his body, his spirit, his hope. "I will remain like this forever," he whispered. The words came out slow and broken. Forever. No one answered him. What could they say? The days that followed were the worst of life. The crew tried to help him. They brought him water through tubes. They fed him liquid food. They talked to him. They played music for him. They tried to keep him company. But stopped responding. He stopped caring. What was the point? He was not a man anymore. He was a piece of the machine. He was stuck, trapped, forgotten. His mother sent messages. She cried in the videos. She begged him to stay strong, but could not even watch them. He could not turn his head to see the screen. Someone had to describe them to him. That made it worse. Weeks passed. The crew stopped visiting as often. They had their own work, their own lives. They could not spend all their time with a man who had already given up. Hung in the recycling bay, the machines around him kept working. The conveyor belts kept moving. Scrap metal kept coming and going. The universe continued without him. He thought about death. He wondered if it would be peaceful. He wondered if anyone would remember him. He wondered if his mother would ever know what happened to her son. He stopped hopping. He stopped dreaming. He stopped being. He became nothing, just a body, just a thing, just another piece of broken equipment waiting to be recycled. And then, 3 weeks after the accident, an alien arrived on the station. Her arrival would change everything, but did not know that yet. He did not know anything except pain and darkness and the cold metal pressing against his face. He had given up. He was waiting to die. The cargo transport arrived without warning. It came out of the darkness like a wounded bird. Its engines were broken. Smoke poured from its side. The pilot sent an emergency message to KR-7. They needed help. They needed a place to land. The station commander had no choice. He let them dock. The transport carried many things: supplies, equipment, mail from home, but it also carried a prisoner. She was tall, very tall, almost 3 meters. Her skin was pale blue and it glowed softly in the dark. The glow changed colors when she moved, when she breathed, when she felt different emotions. Her eyes were large and silver. Her fingers were long and thin. She had no hair. Instead, small lights moved across her head like tiny stars. She was one of the oldest species in the galaxy. Her people were known for many things: their strange beauty, their long lives, their powerful healing abilities. They could fix broken bodies with just their hands. They could see inside flesh and bone without any machines. But this one was different. This one was a prisoner. The crew called her Nara. Her real name was too difficult for human tongues. Nara was the name of an old city in Korea. Someone thought it fit her. She looked ancient. She looked like something from a forgotten time. Nara was in exile. Her own people had thrown her out. They had taken everything from her: her home, her family, her name. She was being transported to a prison station on the other side of the galaxy, but the transport's engine had failed. Now she was stuck on KR-7 until another ship could come for her. The crew did not trust her. An exile was dangerous. If her own people had rejected her, there must be a reason. What had she done? What crime was bad enough to make them throw away one of their own? No one asked her. No one talked to her. They gave her a small room. They brought her food. They left her alone. Nara did not complain. She sat in her room. She looked out the small window at the stars. Her skin glowed a deep, sad blue. She did not try to explain herself. She did not try to make friends. She seemed to accept her fate the way a stone accepts the rain. But she could not stay in her room forever. After a few days, she began to walk around the station. The guards watched her but did not stop her. She was not violent. She was not dangerous. She was just sad. She walked through the hallways. She looked at the machines. She watched the workers. Her silver eyes saw everything. Her glowing skin changed colors with each new sight. On her 3rd night, she found the recycling bay. She stood in the doorway for a long time. The big machines hummed and groaned. Conveyor belts moved in endless circles. Scrap metal fell into crushers with loud crashes. And in the middle of it all, she saw. His body hung from the machine like a broken puppet. His face was hidden between the metal cylinders. His arms hung down. His legs did not touch the floor. He looked dead. But the soft rise and fall of his chest said he was still alive. Nara walked toward him. Her footsteps were quiet. Her glow shifted from blue to purple. She stopped a few meters away and looked at him. She could see what the human doctors could not. She could see the metal fragments in his skull. She could see how they pressed against his brain. She could see the nerves that were damaged, the bones that were cracked, the blood that moved too slowly. She could see that he was dying, slowly, painfully, day by day. "They say you have given up," she said. Did not move, he could not move, but he heard her voice. It was different from human voices, lower, richer, like music played on a strange instrument. "They are right," he whispered. "Why?" "Because there is nothing to hope for." Nara was quiet, her skin flickered orange, then yellow, then back to blue. She was thinking, feeling, remembering. "I have seen your species before," she said. "Humans, you are small, you are weak. You live such short lives, but you are not built for surrender. You are built for fighting, for surviving, for refusing to die." Made a sound. It might have been a laugh, it might have been a sob. "You do not know me." "No," Nara agreed. "I do not know you, but I know what it is to be trapped." She did not explain what she meant. She turned and walked away. Her glow faded as she disappeared into the dark hallway. Thought about her words. He thought about what she said. He thought about how she looked at him, not with pity, not with fear, with something else, something he could not name. He decided she was wrong. He was not built for fighting. He was built for giving up. He had been giving up his whole life, working jobs he hated, living far from home, missing his mother, missing the sun, missing everything good. He was tired of fighting. He wanted to rest. He wanted to close his eyes and never open them again. But Nara came back the next night, and the night after that, and the night after that. She never asked permission. She never explained why she came. She just appeared in the recycling bay like a ghost. She sat near his hanging body. She watched the machines work. She said nothing for hours. Then slowly she began to talk. She told him about her world, the crystal forests that sang when the wind blew, the oceans that glowed at night, the cities built on clouds, the children who learned to heal before they learned to walk. Listened. He had nothing else to do. Her voice was gentle. Her stories were beautiful. They made him forget the pain for a few moments. They made him remember that there was more to life than this dark room and these cold machines. He did not understand why she came to him. He did not understand why she cared. He was nobody. He was nothing. He was just a broken man waiting to die. But she kept coming, night after night, story after story. And slowly, so slowly he almost did not notice, something began to change inside him. He began to listen. He began to hope. The weeks passed slowly on KR7. The machines never stopped. The workers came and went. The stars outside stayed cold and distant, but something was different now. Something had changed in the recycling bay. Nara came every night. She sat on an old metal crate near. Her glow filled the dark room with soft colors, blue when she was calm, purple when she was thinking, orange when she was curious, green when she was happy. Learned to read her colors. He could not see her face very well. The machine held his head in place, but he could see her light from the corner of his eye. He could feel her presence like warmth on a cold day. She told him stories, so many stories, about her childhood in the crystal forests, about her teachers who showed her how to heal, about the first time she saved a life, about the joy that filled her heart when a sick person became well again. "Healing is not just fixing the body," she said one night. "It is touching the spirit. It is telling someone that they matter, that they deserve to live, that the universe is better because they exist." Listened. He thought about her words. No one had ever told him that the universe was better because he existed. No one had ever said he mattered. "Tell me about your home," Nara said. Was surprised. No one had asked him about home in a long time. He had to think. He had to remember. "There is a city called," he began. His voice was rough. He had not talked this much in weeks. It sits by the ocean. The water is blue and green. It changes color with the sky. In the morning, fishermen go out in small boats. They come back with fish that shine like silver. Nara's glow turned soft yellow, interest, warmth. My mother has a restaurant, continued. Very small, only 10 tables. She makes fish soup. It is the best soup in the whole city. People come from far away just to taste it. She puts secret spices in it. She never told anyone what they are, not even me. You miss her, Nara said. It was not a question. Every day. Why did you leave? Was quiet for a moment. The machines hummed around them. Metal crashed against metal somewhere in the distance. Money, he finally said. The restaurant was not making enough. My father died when I was young. My mother raised me alone. She worked so hard, too hard. Her body started to hurt. Her hands shook. She needed medicine. She needed help. I had to find work that paid well. So you came here? Yes, to the edge of the universe, to this dark place. His voice cracked. I have not felt the sun in 4 years. I have not tasted real food. I have not hugged my mother. I just work. I send money. I wait. Wait for what? I do not know anymore. Nara was silent. Her glow shifted through many colors, could not read them all. They moved too fast. They were too complex. Why were you exiled? Asked suddenly. He had wanted to ask for a long time, but he was afraid. Now he did not care about being afraid. Nara's light dimmed. It became almost dark. Only a faint blue remained. Sadness, deep, heavy sadness. I was a healer, she said slowly. The best on my continent. People came to me from all over the world. Leaders, artists, children, old people. I healed them all. I was respected. I was honored. I had everything I wanted. What happened? My brother happened. Waited, he could feel her pain. It filled the room like cold water. My brother was not like me, Nara continued. He was angry, cruel. He did terrible things. He hurt people. He killed people. The authorities caught him. They sentenced him to death. On my world, that means letting the body fail. We do not use violence. We simply stop healing. We let nature take its course. And you healed him. Yes, her voice was barely a whisper. He was dying. He looked at me with our mother's eyes. He begged me. I could not let him go. I could not watch him die, so I healed him. I saved his life. That does not sound like a crime. To my people, it is the worst crime. Nara's glow flickered. We believe that some lives become poison. They hurt everything they touch. To heal such a life is to spread the poison, to share in the corruption. I knew this. I did it anyway. Do you regret it? A long pause. Her colors shifted again. Blue, purple, orange, green, and something else. Something had not seen before. A soft white light that pulsed like a heartbeat. I regret that my choice cost me everything, Nara said. I regret that I will never see my home again. I regret that my name has been erased. But I do not regret saving him. He was my brother. He was part of me. I could not let him die alone. Felt tears on his cheeks. He had not cried in a long time. He thought he had forgotten how, but the tears came anyway. They rolled down his face and fell onto the machine that held him. I gave up because I thought no one would fight for me, he admitted. Because I thought I was not worth saving, just a worker, just a number, just another piece of equipment that broke down. Nara stood up. She walked closer to him. Her glow filled his vision with soft colors. That is a lie, she said firmly. A lie you have told yourself so many times that you believe it now, but it is still a lie. How do you know? Because I can see inside you. I can see your spirit. It is not broken. It is only sleeping. It is waiting for someone to wake it up. She reached out and touched his hand. Her fingers were cool and smooth. Her light flowed into him like water into dry earth. You are worth saving, she said, and I am going to prove it. Wanted to argue. He wanted to tell her she was wrong, but something stopped him. A small spark inside his chest, a tiny flame that had almost gone out. Hope. It was weak, it was fragile, but it was there. And for the first time in many weeks, did not want to die. Nara did not sleep anymore. She spent her nights in the recycling bay, but now she was not sitting, she was working. She studied the machine that held, she looked at every part, every bolt, every wire, every gear. She used her healing sight to see what was inside. She mapped the metal fragments in his skull. She traced the paths of his nerves. She counted the broken bones. During the day, she went to the medical bay. She talked to, she asked questions, so many questions. What tools do you have? Can you make a laser this small? How steady are your hands? Do you know what a neural bridge is? Was confused at first. She did not trust the alien. No one on the station trusted her, but Nara's questions were smart. Her knowledge was deep. She knew things about the body that human doctors had never learned. You want to free him, said one day. It was not a question. Yes. The equipment we need is 14 months away. Then we will make our own equipment. Laughed, it was a bitter laugh. That is impossible. We are a mining station. We fix machines and move rocks. We do not perform brain surgery. Your people went to the stars in ships made of metal and fire, Nara said calmly. You built cities on dead planets. You taught machines to think. Nothing is impossible for humans. You just need a reason to try. Stopped laughing. She looked at Nara for a long time. The alien's skin glowed soft white. Determination, purpose. Why do you care so much? Asked. You do not know him. He is not your species. He is not your family. I know what it is to be trapped, Nara replied. I know what it is to be alone. I will not let someone else suffer that pain if I can stop it. Was quiet, she thought about. She remembered how he looked when they found him, how his eyes were empty, how his voice sounded like a dead man talking. What do you need? She asked. And so they began. It was not easy. It was the hardest thing any of them had ever done. Nara drew plans. She described tools that did not exist, translated her ideas into human engineering. The station's workers helped. They donated their time, their skills, their hope. The mechanic named built a frame that could hold steady during the procedure. The electrician named Myra created tiny sensors that could read brain activity. The cook named gave up his best knives so they could be sharpened into surgical blades. Everyone contributed, even the people who barely knew, even the people who had stopped visiting him months ago. Word spread through the station. The man in the machine might have a chance. The alien was trying to save him. Some people thought it was foolish. The station commander warned them about false hope. If he dies during the procedure, he said, it will be on your hands. If we do nothing, Nara replied, his death is certain. I would rather try and fail than never try at all. The commander had no answer for that. Weeks passed. The tools came together, strange devices that looked like nothing anyone had seen before, half human engineering, half alien knowledge. They were rough, they were ugly, but Nara said they would work. The night before the procedure, Nara sat with one last time. Tomorrow we begin, she said. His heart beat faster, fear and hope mixed together in his chest. What are my chances? Nara did not lie. I do not know, your body is weak, the damage is deep. Many things could go wrong, you might die on the table, you might live but lose the ability to see, to speak, to think clearly. I cannot promise anything. And if you do nothing, then you will die slowly. In 2 years, maybe 3, your body will fail piece by piece. Your mind will fade, it will not be peaceful. Closed his eyes. He thought about his mother. He thought about the ocean and the fish soup and the sun on his face. Do it, he said. Are you sure? Yes. Nara's glow shifted to soft orange, surprise. Yesterday you wanted to die. What changed? Smiled, it was small. It hurt his damaged face, but it was real. You did not give up on me, he said. You barely know me. I am nothing to you, but you spent weeks trying to save my life. You gave me your time, your knowledge, your care. How can I give up when you refuse to?" Nara was silent. Her colors moved through many shades. Her light grew brighter. "You are not nothing," she said softly. "You never were." The procedure began at dawn. Led the medical team. Nara guided them. Her hands moved over his body. Her light pulsed in rhythm with his heartbeat. She saw everything, every fragment, every nerve, every danger. "Cut here," she would say. "Stop, wait, now continue, slowly, more slowly." The hours passed, 1, 2, 5, 8, 11. 3 times heart stopped. 3 times Nara placed her hands on his chest. Her light flowed into him. Her energy mixed with his. She pushed the darkness back. She refused to let him go. His hands shook from exhaustion. Sweat dripped down her face, but she did not stop. None of them stopped. Finally, the last fragment came out. The cylinders separated. His face was free. He did not look human anymore. His skin was torn, his bones were exposed. Blood covered everything. But he was breathing. He was alive. Nara collapsed. Her glow faded to almost nothing. She had given everything she had, every drop of energy, every piece of herself. Caught her before she hit the floor. "Is he going to live?" someone asked. "I do not know," Nara whispered. "But he has a chance now, he has a chance." And that was more than he had before. Woke up 3 days later. At first he did not know where he was. The ceiling was white. The lights were soft. Something beeped beside him. He tried to move his head. His head moved. He turned left. He turned right. He looked up. He looked down. His neck was stiff. It hurt, but it moved. Tears came to his eyes. He had not been able to move his head in 4 months. 4 months of staring at the same wall. 4 months of darkness and metal and pain. Now he could look wherever he wanted. He was free. Was there when he opened his eyes. She was sitting in a chair beside his bed. Her face was tired, but she was smiling. "Welcome back," she said. "Did it work?" His voice was rough, strange. He barely recognized it. "Look in the mirror and see for yourself." She held up a small mirror, looked at his reflection. He barely recognized himself. His face was covered in bandages. Red lines showed where the cuts were healing. Scars formed patterns across his cheeks and jaw. He would never look the same again. But he was alive, he was free. That was all that mattered. "Where is Nara?" he asked. Smile faded. She put the mirror down. Her eyes became sad. "The transport came yesterday. They took her." "Took her where?" "To a neutral station. Her people want to put her on trial again. They say she committed another crime by healing you. They want to extend her punishment." Felt cold. "She saved my life." "I know. They cannot punish her for that." "They can. Her people have different laws, different beliefs. To them she broke the rules again. She healed someone without permission. She used forbidden techniques. They are very angry." Tried to sit up. Pain shot through his body. He fell back onto the bed, but he did not give up. He tried again and again. "I have to help her," he said. "You can barely move." "I do not care. She saved me. She believed in me when no one else did. I cannot let her suffer because of me." Looked at him for a long time. She saw something in his eyes, something that was not there before. A fire, a purpose. "The trial is in 6 months," she said slowly. "On a neutral station called Haven. It is very far from here." "How do I get there?" "You would need to travel on cargo ships. Work for your passage. It would be hard. You are still healing." "I will do it." And he did. The next 6 months were the hardest of his life. But he had been through hard things before. He had been trapped in a machine. He had wanted to die. He had lost all hope. Nothing could be worse than that. He traveled on cargo ships. He worked in kitchens. He cleaned floors. He fixed broken pipes. He did whatever they needed. His body grew stronger. His scars healed. His face remained damaged, but he learned to smile again. He thought about Nara every day. He remembered her stories, her light, her kindness. He remembered how she sat with him night after night, how she refused to give up on him, how she said he was worth saving. Now it was his turn to fight for her. He arrived at Haven Station on the morning of the trial. The station was huge. Ships from 100 worlds docked there. Aliens of every shape and color walked through the halls, had never seen anything like it. The trial was held in a great chamber. It was round and tall. Seats rose up on every side like a bowl. Thousands of beings watched from above. In the center stood Nara. She looked different. Her glow was almost gone. Her skin was pale instead of blue. Her silver eyes were dull. 4 months of prison had broken something inside her. The delegation sat on one side. They were tall and beautiful. Their lights were strong and bright. They looked at Nara with cold anger. To them she was poison. She was corruption. She was everything they hated. Pushed through the crowd, guards tried to stop him. He did not care. He walked forward until he reached the center of the chamber. The room went silent. Everyone stared at the small human with the face. "Who are you?" one of them demanded. "This trial is not for outsiders." "My name is," he said. His voice was clear, strong. "I am the man she saved." Whispers filled the chamber. Nara looked up. Her eyes found him. A tiny spark of light returned to her skin. "You want to condemn her for saving lives," continued. "For refusing to let people die when she had the power to help them. For caring about others more than she cared about rules." "She broke our laws," the leader said. "She must be punished." "Then your laws are wrong." Gasps, shock. No one talked to them this way. No one challenged them. But did not stop. "On my world we have a word for what she did. We call it humanity. It means caring about others. It means fighting for people who cannot fight for themselves. It means never giving up, even when everything seems hopeless." He looked at Nara. His eyes were bright with tears. "She found me when I had given up on myself. She saw something in me that I could not see. She gave me hope when I had none. She gave me life when I was ready to die. That is not a crime. That is a gift. That is the most beautiful thing one being can do for another." The chamber was silent. His words hung in the air like music. The trial lasted 3 more days. Many people spoke. The crew of KR-7 sent messages about the procedure. Even the station commander said that Nara had done something amazing. In the end, the neutral judges ruled in Nara's favor. She was free. Her people refused to take her back, but she did not seem sad about that. When she walked out of the chamber, her glow was returning. Soft blues and greens moved across her skin. Was waiting for her. "Why did you come?" she asked. "Because you came for me." They stood together in the observation deck. Through the window, 1,000,000 stars burned in the darkness. Ships moved like fireflies. Worlds waited to be discovered. "Where will you go now?" asked. "I do not know. I have never been free to choose before." Smiled. The expression still felt strange on his new face, but it was real. "I know a restaurant in," he said. "The owner makes the best fish soup in the whole city. She could use some help." Nara's light shifted through many colors: wonder, hope, joy. "Then show me," she said. And together, the man who had given up and the healer who refused to let him, set course for Earth. For home. For a new beginning.